Hello, this is mon.ramos and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Raise Deal. This is a channel that brings you tidbits of information in both real estate and in life. As you can see, today we're in my kitchen and it's always nice to talk in the kitchen, so we might have a few episodes here. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the after repair value of a property. A lot of people go into real estate and get a property, buy them, and fix them up and flip them. So we're going to talk about the after repair value of a property. By definition, the after repair value is the value of a property after it's been improved, renovated, or fixed up. It's the estimated future value of the property after repair. ARV is determined by referencing nearby comparable properties or comps in similar condition, age, size, build, and style that have recently sold. A lot of people make really good money flipping property. They go around, they find a property that needs repair, offer to buy them in cash, they're able to get the deal, and they flip them for a good amount of money. It's not uncommon to see 50, 60, 70, 80, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars that are made in flipping property. It really depends on doing your due diligence and finding the right property where you can make a lot of money on. If you want to talk more about how to do a flip or how to estimate the after repair value of a property, just send me an email. It's on the description below. Talking about after repair value, isn't it funny to think that people are just like houses? We need to be repaired. We need to get fixed up, right? We live in a world that's full of anger, full of hate, full of, it's so unpredictable, and we get affected by everything, politics, internal strife, even the family, So we need to fix up ourselves. So we need to have ourselves repaired so that after we get repaired, after we fix ourselves up, we increase our after repair value. I was just thinking about that the other day, and it just got to me that hey, if you fix yourself up, your after repair value goes up. And I'd like to share a video that was made by Jordan Peterson, and he talks about the suffering that people have to endure, all the pain that they need to go through in living out this world. So it's a really nice speech, and I'd like to share it with you. And I hope you like it. Here it is.
It's not an accident that the axiomatic Western individual is someone who was unfairly nailed to a cross and tortured. It's like, yes, right, exactly. So what do you do about that? Well, I thought about that for a long time too. It's like, well, you don't get together in a damn mob, because all that does is allow you to be as horrible as you could possibly imagine and suffer from none of the consequences. That's a bad idea. So how about we don't do that? Well, there's a deep idea in the West too. It's like, pick up your damn suffering and bear it. And try to be a good person so you don't make it worse. Well, that's a truth. I read a lot about the terrible things that people have done to each other. You just cannot even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes. You have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is going to die. You too. And there's going to be a fair bit of pain along the way, and lots of it's going to be unfair. It's like, yeah, no wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out and see what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit, and that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. So you think, well, what do you do about that? Well, you accept it. That's what life is like. It's suffering. That's what the religious people have always said. Life is suffering. Yes. Well, who wants to admit that? Well, just think about it. Well, so what do you do in the face of that suffering? Try to reduce it. Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together, for Christ's sake, so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in a corner, and you can help plan the funeral, and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus, obviously. Put yourself together. And then maybe if you put yourself together, you know how to do that. You know what's wrong with you, if you'll admit it. You know there's a few things you could polish up a little bit that you might even be able to manage in your insufficient present condition. And so you might shine yourself up a little bit, and then your eyes will be a little more open, then you can shine yourself up a little bit more, and then maybe you could bring your family together instead of having them be the hateful, spiteful, neurotic, infighting batch that you're doomed to spend Christmas with. So then you fix yourself up a little bit, kind of humbly, because, God, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was one. And then you got to figure out, well, can you figure out how to make peace with your idiot brother? And probably not, because he's just as dumb as you, so how the hell are you going to manage that? And so then maybe you get somewhere that way, and your family's sort of functioning, and you find out, well, that kind of relieved a little bit of suffering, although it reduced the opportunities for spiteful revenge, and that's kind of a pain in the neck. And so then you get your family together a little bit, and you're a little clued in then, at least a bit, because you've done something difficult that's actually difficult. You're a little wiser, and so then maybe you could put a tentative finger out beyond the family and try to change some little thing without wrecking it. It's like, how do you overcome the suffering of life? And I'm not saying it's only the message of the West. How do you overcome the suffering of life? Is be a better person. That's how you do it. Well, that's hard. It takes responsibility. And I think, if you said to someone, you want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. So you're going to have to carry that with you. Anyways, so what happened? Well, I made some videos, and I got to the bottom of some things, at least as far as I can tell, so I told you what the bottom is, and then I got this idea about what you might do about it, which isn't my idea. It's not my idea. It's an old idea. It's far older than Christianity. It's old. It's the oldest story of mankind. Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Make the suffering in the world less. Well, that's the way forward, as far as I can tell, if there is any way forward.